This is Alan Weinkrantz. I'm here at the Woodstock Festival in Jerusalem. And this is Abigail. And Abigail, you have an interesting personal story. Tell us about it.
An interesting personal story. Well, I am a cousin of Max Yasgur. Max is famous for hosting the legendary Woodstock Festival in 1969 on his land.
Right.
And it was really my honor to write a book and dedicate it in his memory. He died about 3 years after the festival.
Okay.
And I wanted the idea of peace and love in 3 days, of peace and music to live on. And I thought I would honor him with a book about himself.
But you were telling me, let's look at some sample pages.
If you look here, here's a milk bottle from his farm.
Okay.
He had a dairy farm, a beautiful dairy farm, and this is one of his original milk bottles that we base the illustration on.
And so, in the background, we hear Neil Young.
Neil Young.
There you go.
Yes.
It's kind of cool. So it's someone being Neil Young.
Absolutely. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young recorded the song called Back to the Garden, which is about Woodstock, which talks about my cousin Max. By the time we got to Yasgur's farm.
Right. No, I know the lyrics. Yeah. So for people outside of Israel, can they order it on Amazon?
This can be ordered on Amazon.com, or they can get in touch with me, Abigail Yasgur at gmail.com.
Okay, very good. And so what's the message here?
The message is, what's actually interesting, I'm in Jerusalem, I'm in Israel, so what I'm looking for is the Jewish message as well. And you can't get any more Jewish than welcoming strangers onto your land, which is exactly what Max did. He offered a big tent so that everybody could enjoy 3 days of peace and music on Woodstock.
And how long have you lived in Israel?
I am not an Israeli citizen. I live in Los Angeles, California now.
And you came here?
I come here for the festival every year.
Wow.
It's a great excuse to come to Israel. I love Israel. I support Israel.
No, I live in San Antonio.
Get out. Do you know Donna Goldberg?
No, I don't. But that's okay. But I also live here.
Okay.
So I represent a company called Rackspace. So it's
what is it?
World's largest. It's the #1 managed cloud services company.
Okay.
We work with startups, so I serve as what's called a brand ambassador to Israel. So I live in San Antonio and I live in Israel.
Okay, so you're the ambassador to Israel, and I'm an ambassador for Max Yasgur.
There you go.
Who opened his land.
There you go.
So generous with 500,000 people.
I know. And can I share my personal story?
Yeah.
I was 16. And I didn't have an opportunity to go, but guess what? Instead of going to Woodstock, I came to Israel for the first time. So here I'm again at Woodstock.
You made it. You finally.
I finally made it to Woodstock.
I have to say, some people have said to me, "Okay, so Woodstock, is this what it was actually like?" And you have to say, absolutely not, because Woodstock 1969. Imagine the backdrop. There was the Vietnam War. There was a struggle for equal rights for women.
Right.
Struggle for gay rights. Still a struggle for civil rights, and also the beginning of the environmental movement was kicked off during that entire period.
Right. And the Beatles were still together.
And the Beatles were still together, and you cannot possibly repeat what happened at Woodstock.
Right.
Thank you, Melissa. Melissa, my friend from Cambridge, Massachusetts. I met her when she was an undergrad at Harvard. She went out and got me a falafel. Say hello, Melissa. Say very groovy.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. And who did the illustrations?
The illustrations were done by a woman named Barbara Mendez. Do you need to know that she's a Sephardic Jew? Or
no, it doesn't matter. You know what?
She's a wonderful illustrator. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Sephardic Center in Jerusalem, in the Old City, she has a huge mural there of, I think, Shmot or Breshit. But she does amazing illustrations.
So what's the message for the kids today, the younger kids? My children are 23 and 28. Hi, Aaron. Hey, Lauren. So
say yes.
Just say yes.
Yeah. And it's It's not about drugs, alcohol. It's about yes and opening yourself to a world to be a better place.
Just say yes. That's I have a friend of mine who inspired me once, and his whole theme was just say yes.
Say yes, absolutely. And I know, so I want to turn to the page that says Max said yes, because it's actually a fairly good replication of what Max looked like. And here he is with the kids. Michael Lang, Jewish, was the promoter and the organizer of the Woodstock Festival.
Yeah.
They went to Max, and he said yes.
Cool.
And you have him here.
So available on Amazon.
Available on
worldwide.
Amazon. Max said yes. The Woodstock Story.
And your name again? Your name again?
Abigail Yasgur.
And the email address to get a hold of you?
abigailyasgur@gmail.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Alan
This is a
Whitecrans
pure
signing off from Woodstock in Jerusalem. Say hi. Who are you guys?
Pardon?
Well, who are you?
And
And you live here?
You're in the process.
Oh, you're moving here?
Yeah.
From where?
From New York. Well, he already lives here.
How
Very
did you
good.
hear about Woodstock? How did you hear about it?
Signing off.